In the first beginning, mountains stood where no foot had yet climbed. Rivers carved paths through untouched valleys, and the wind carried the scent of a world unspoiled. But in the heart of this new earth, sorrow lived in the home of the first man. Adam, father of all humanity, sat beneath a fig tree, his hands folded in silence. The shadow of loss lay heavy on his face. It had been many years since the tragedy. The day when Cain's jealousy had struck down his brother Abel. Adam's heart still ached for the son who had been righteous, and for the son who had turned away from mercy. One morning, as the dawn broke, Adam's wife Hawa gave birth to another son. When Adam held the child in his arms, the grief in his eyes softened. The boy's face shone with a calm light, his cry soft yet steady. Adam named him Sheeth, meaning gift from Allah. This child, Adam knew, was not an ordinary gift. He was born pure, chosen for a task that would keep the message of truth alive. Adam raised him with care. From his earliest days, Sheeth would listen to the stories of how his father had once lived in a garden without sorrow, how he had walked among angels, and how one act of forgetting had brought mankind to the earth. But Adam did not tell these tales as regrets. He told them as lessons. When Sheeth grew old enough to walk beside his father, Adam took him into the wild hills. They would watch the deer grazing, the hawks circling the sky, and the rivers rushing in their endless journey. "My son," Adam would say, "everything you see submits to Allah. The stars in the night sky, the wind in the trees, the waters that flow, they obey their Lord. But mankind, we have been given choice. That choice is both our honor and our trial." Sheeth listened, absorbing each word. Unlike Cain, who had turned his ears away from the truth, Sheeth's heart opened to it. He would spend nights under the stars, repeating the words of his father's prayers, learning the names of Allah. Years turned like pages in the book of life. Adam's steps grew slower. His beard silvered, and his voice, though still steady, carried the weight of time. One night, Adam called Sheeth to his side. "My son, my time has come. Allah has chosen you to guide our people after me. You will teach them His words, guard His commandments, and keep the truth safe from those who follow their desires. Write down what I have taught you. Guard it as you would guard your own soul." When Adam returned to his Lord, the heavens and the earth seemed to pause. Angels descended, wrapping his body in shrouds of light. Sheeth buried his father in the place Allah had shown him, his tears falling silently into the earth. As the leader of Adam's descendants, Sheeth guided his people with wisdom. He taught them how to live in harmony, how to worship their Creator, and how to avoid the whispers of evil eyes who still wandered the earth, seeking to mislead. But not all hearts remained pure. The children of Cain, who had settled far from Sheeth's people, began to grow in number. They built towns filled with music, vanity, and forgetfulness of Allah. Their gatherings were filled with temptations, and they adorned themselves in ways that led to pride and corruption. Sheeth warned his people not to mix with them. Their path will lead you away from the truth. Guard your hearts, for the whispers come softly, but they bind like chains. According to the trust given to him, Sheeth preserved the first written law, commandments revealed by Allah. He taught them to his people, ensuring the worship of Allah alone and the protection of justice. These laws were the first recorded covenant between mankind and their Lord. Generations passed under Sheeth's guidance, and his people prospered in faith. Yet the separation between the righteous and the corrupted grew wider. The children of Cain became bolder, spreading their ways into new lands. In his final years, Sheeth gathered the elders. A time will come when corruption will spread again. Another prophet will rise among you, one who will call his people back to Allah when they have forgotten. Teach your children to recognize the truth so they may follow him. And so when Sheeth returned to his lord, the seeds of the next chapter were already sown, seeds that would one day grow into the mission of Idros, AS, who would walk in Sheeth's footsteps, carrying the light of guidance into the generations to come.